What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my detailed review of the MJX X900 hex, nano hex. They're saying this is the world's smallest nano hex, and this thing looks awesome. Check it out. This thing has a really nice design. I think it looks like an octopus or something, some sea creature. With 6 arms instead of 8. This thing is awesome. It's an awesome flyer. It looks really awesome, like I've been saying. And this thing is just a fast nano hex. I was thinking that this thing was probably going to be I was thinking it was going to be a really weak flyer, because I saw someone flying it, and Sebi, actually, I saw Sebi Daki flying it, and he was saying that it was weak and it lacked power. He was saying it was underpowered. So I was expecting this thing to be a slow flyer, but boy, was I wrong. This thing is fast, man. I think what it is, what may give you the perception that the motors are weak, that it's underpowered. I guess you can say it's underpowered because of how deep the pitch is. Now, the pitch on this thing is pretty deep, and this thing is it weighs about 10 to 11 grams. I weighed it, and it feels a little heavy for a nano, but it flies really nice. When you're not pitching all the way, it flies really fast. You can actually kick the throttle up and fly this thing really fast, and it doesn't have any power problems when you're flying it really fast. It does nice funnel turns off a fast forward flight. It banks really well. It never feels like it's underpowered unless you do a flip. It doesn't flip well. When you do a flip, I think that's just the programming though, because when you do a flip, it doesn't give itself any elevation like a lot of the other ones do. A lot of aircraft now, multi-rotors now, they cheat, is what I call it. They give a lot of throttle before they go into the flip. MJX just kept it gangster. They kept it old school. This thing just turns over when it flips, and because of that, I think it goes up a little, but not enough to actually compensate for what it's about to do. It just seems to turn over, and it loses a lot of altitude in recovering. So it might appear to be underpowered in that manner. And when you're flying really fast and you're doing regular turns, banking turns and stuff, it doesn't look like it's underpowered. Now, when you do funnels, though, you have to kick the throttle all the way up if you're going to try to do deep funnels, because the pitch is a little steep on it. For it to be flying only in mid rates, that's one of the negatives that I have about this little nano quad, is that it's on the transmitter. Actually, the transmitter actually only lets you fly normally in the first 2 rates. The third rate, it actually has auto flipping. Now, that mid rate that this thing has, the pitch is really deep. Now, what I think MJX actually did was, I think they made the mid rate actually a high rate. And so I think this thing actually has 2 high rates. I think the mid rate is a high rate, and I think that the third rate is the high rate as well. I think they're identical in those 2 rates, except for the auto flipping, because this thing, it flies really deep with really deep pitch. It yaws the same speed as it does with both rates. The mid rate on here, the yaw is the same exact speed as the high rate, which does the auto flipping on here. And I've tested it by flying it, just hovering, and then starting the yaw on mid rates, and then just hit the switch to bring it to high rates, and the yaw doesn't change. And when I switch it back down to mid rates, it stays the same as well. So that's what I think they did. They kept the pitch the same. So a lot of people are upset, probably for no reason. Because of the high rates being having auto flipping, it really doesn't matter if the mid rate is the same exact thing. You're not getting more pitch, actually. I think that's the way it is, but we'll never know for sure. But that appears to be what it is, because this thing has a really deep pitch in mid rates, and the yaw seems to be the same on high and mid rates. And so people, we're just probably upset with it for no reason. I think that pitch that we have on mid rates is all you get. That's all they're giving us. They're not giving us anymore. But I would like for them to remove that auto flipping on the high rates, just so people would know. I mean, why would you have and give us more pitch and more yaw, mainly more yaw on high rates, because the pitch is really high on it. Enough. It's a good enough pitch for me, but the pitch could be deeper to do tighter funnels. But then definitely you need more powerful motors to do that, or a higher C rating battery, higher discharge rate on the LiPo that's in it. But a pretty awesome little nano. It definitely wasn't the first nano hexacopter that I got my hands on. I got the Hover Drone Nano first. They're claiming it's the smallest, but I don't know about that, because I have this Hexagon. The Revell Hexagon is the same exact size. Check it out. Got the Hexagon right here, and it might look larger because of the color, but when you match the motor pods up, they match up exactly. I threw both of these on a scale, and they both weigh the same, about 10-11 grams. So it's the same size, actually. This one just has a more unique design than the normal Hex. So this thing flies really well. The transmitter, let's go to the transmitter. The transmitter, I actually like the transmitter. It's the exact same transmitter that comes with the X900 by MJX. However, it does have this little USB port there, and you can use that actually to recharge the Nano Hex when you're out and about, if you can't make it to a wall outlet or anything. So that's a plus. You can get this thing charged up, recharged with the transmitter. The X800 doesn't have that on the transmitter. I have the transmitter for that as well, and it doesn't have this little hole here for that. So, but these sticks actually feel nice to me. Some people complain about them, say they don't like the way they feel, but I think they feel really nice. The resistance is really nice. It's really precise in controlling the Hex. The aircraft is pretty awesome. I just don't like some of these little buttons here. They do weird things. You have the function button that does weird things, switches the buttons around and all. This right here switches the rudder and aileron between the sticks and all. I just don't like those little things. And also having the on and off switch on the same switch as you change the rates, because sometimes if you're trying to get down to the low rate, you turn the thing off and it's off. You know, and your aircraft is up in the air floating around, and meanwhile you got your transmitter off, and so it's flying off going who knows where. But it takes, also this thing takes 6 AA batteries, so I think that's a bit excessive. But however, I'm guessing you will probably need that many to, if you're going to be out and about recharging the Nano with it. So I guess I can't complain too much about that. This thing looks just like a transmitter or controller from a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2. It has this hard antenna thing here because on the FPV version of the X800, there's a little clamp that holds your phone that slides down on here. So I'm guessing that's what that's for. Yeah, I'm sure that camera can't fit on this little thing, but they kept the same transmitter design and all. So this is a really nice Hex. Now of the series, they have 3 in this series. This is the X900. MJX also has the X800 and the X600. I haven't tried the X600, but people are saying that it's weak, not enough power or whatever. The battery rating could be better. But the X800 has been my choice for the best out of the series. This is it here. I don't know if I'm going to get the X600, but I still have to stand by that because this thing is a little awesome, a little more awesome than this one. So I like this one still the best out of the series. But this thing here is an awesome flying hex nano. This thing flies really nice, so I wouldn't say that this is bad. So if you were thinking about get this, I would recommend this. This is a really nice flying hex nano. It's just awesome. It looks really awesome. It comes in white as well. I'm guessing the white will probably look awesome too, but I haven't held that in my hand. Really awesome. Lately I've been racking up on my hexes, my hexi, or hexes, however you say, whatever the plural for hex is. I've been trying to gather as many little hexes as I can. So I do have a video coming up of my hexes to show you guys what hexes I have. But this is one of my favorite ones. I'm not going to say this is my favorite one, but this is definitely one of my favorite hexes. So let's go check this thing out in flight. It comes with an extra set of spare props. You do get 6 of them. They're all black though. The LEDs on this, that's what I forgot to mention, the LEDs, and show you the LEDs. You probably saw the flight footage of it. Let me get this thing switched on. So the LEDs are backwards on this one. On the MJX X900, they had the blue in the front and red in the back. This one, they swapped it around. They kind of messed up. They put the red back in the front, and the blue ones are on the remaining motor pods. And you have blue in the eyes, so that can be confusing, I guess, having red and blue coming at you. But I guess you just have to remember that the red ones are in the front and the blue. If you don't see any red, then you're looking at the back. So yeah, let's go check this thing out in flight. Okay, so this is the indoor flight demo of the MJX X900 nano hexacopter. Let me just get it turned on. So I'm up there, move these guys over. Okay, so let's check it out. Oops. Okay, so this is the indoor flight demo of the MJX X900. We're going to take off from hangar 51 right here. And let's check this thing out and see how it flies. Okay, you can see it's a pretty stable nano. We're on, let me see, we were on mid rates. We're on low rates now. This is low rates pitch. So pretty docile in low rates. This is the yaw. Super slow yaw. And so let's go into mid rates. Now I think mid rates and high rates are the same. This is the pitch on mid rates. So pretty nice pitch. And this is the yaw. Okay, now keep your eyes on that yaw. I'm going to switch it to high rates while I'm doing the yaw and watch what happens. See if you notice any difference. See, it stays the same. So I think the pitch and yaw on mid rates and the third rate might be exactly the same, except for you know, the auto flipping on the high rates. So we're going to go to high rates so I can demonstrate that it's auto flipping and it doesn't recover well from the flips. You can see that you have to kick the throttle up before you can recover well on the flips. Let's go back to mid rates. We're back at mid rates. Here's a funnel from it. There's a funnel there. So it tends to climb if you don't give it enough pitch on the funnel. But if you give too much pitch on the funnel, it starts to descend, like here. And you have to kick the throttle all the way up. I got throttle all the way up to try not to hit the floor here. So you can maintain a funnel, but you have to kick the throttle all the way up. There it is there. Going down though. So I can see where people are saying that it's underpowered, the motors are. I just think it's a little heavy and the pitch is a little too deep for it. So there's a nice funnel there. So pretty nice flying nano. I think this is a nice flyer. You can bank turns. It banks really well. You can do funnel turns, stops on a dime. I think this thing is awesome. Just that one thing, it doesn't recover well on flips. Now, let me try to demonstrate some back flips. People are having problems with doing back flips. Oops, I had to shut throttle. I didn't want it to hit the wall there. But you can see I did a back flip. So it does back flips when you push that button. If you press it and don't push the direction, it'll just do a front flip. See, where's the button? Oh, there it is. So it'll do front flips. Now it doesn't do side flips. It just do forward and backward flips. Backward flip again. Do some funnels. Let's just slide into LVC. There's the LVC warning there. So, and the LVC is pretty nice. I don't want to see it fall, so we're going to try to land it back on the hanger. Nice and easy. So that's it. The MJX X900 Nano Hexacopter. Thanks for watching.